Hi everyone, I've been exploring a few methods of storing lime. Now lime, there might be several ways that you can actually store. I've read up where you can put it in a jar and fill some salt, or maybe you can put some vinegar solution. But all these methods change the composition of the lime juice altogether, and that's not what we were looking at. So let me share with you the best, most effective method of storing lime for longer in your fridge. It's absolutely very simple, works on a very simple principle. Number one is, if you want your limes whole, just take some paper, wrap it up in the paper, put it in a box and place a lid on that. Now this will stay in the fridge nice and fresh for at least a week or so. The other method is of saving the lime juice. What you have to do is take a lime and squeeze it. Use your hands, or you can even use any of these. And these skins and peels, don't throw them away. I'll show you what you can do with them. Now once you've squeezed all this juice away, you need to sieve it, because you have to make sure that you take out all the seeds and the little flakes of flesh that come with the lime juice. And in reality, that is what spoils and starts rotting your lime juice. So your lime juice is pure citric acid when you have strained it out like this. And what you need to do is get yourself a bottle. Don't use a stainless steel or a metal jar. It needs to be glass or porcelain, or it will just have some reaction on the metal. And then all you will need to do is pour this pure citric acid juice in a bottle and store this in the fridge, and you can use this for the next 2 weeks. It will stay as good and fresh without changing the composition and the acidic content of the lime juice. And all you need to do is reach for a spoon, and around 1 teaspoon would be half a lime, or depending on how big the limes are that you're using. Now remember, with the peels, every time you use lime in your kitchen, squeeze out all the juice you require and just put this into a bottle, which I have already done here. I have these limes since around a week now, and just put a little bit of salt in it and store these lime peels and save them. With these lime peels, you can either use it for cleaning your microwave, which I'll show you in the next coming up video, or you can make some yummy lime pickle, which I'm going to share with you today. So let's start with the lime pickle. I'm going to use around, these might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, around 6 limes. Okay, and there would have been around 2 teaspoons of salt that I've already added to this. Now these limes, I would like to make them slightly softer. If you find that some of the rinds are still very firm, just place a lid on this, and you can see here I've got a pot which is steaming with hot water. Just place a stand into this. You can use a small bowl or whatever to position this. Put it in a pot like this. My limes peels are inside this, and I'm going to steam this for a while until the limes get softer, maybe about 15 to 20 minutes. So we'll come back. Very lightly dry roast some half a teaspoon of methi seeds and half a teaspoon of mustard seeds. You just have to lightly roast that till you can smell the aromas releasing. Now I'm just going to lightly pound this roasted methi seeds and mustard seeds. Make it into a coarse powder. I'm going to keep this into a bowl, a glass bowl. Okay, now to this we are going to add around half a teaspoon of ajwain seeds, or you could add also fennel seeds and kalonji, which is onion seeds. So any of these seeds, when you actually add them, it's a nice thing to rub them in your hand first, or just give it some kind of friction, put it in a cloth or just rub it and then add it. It releases all the flavors like that. Now to this I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of chili powder and a teaspoon of turmeric powder. Let's check on our limes that were steaming. So the limes have become really soft now after I have steamed them. If you want this lime pickle to get ready really quick, then it's really advisable to do this steaming bit because it will be ready faster. So now this I'm going to add once I have heated up some oil. Over here in a kadai, I'm heating up sesame oil. If you don't have sesame oil, use any other oil which does not have a predominant flavor of its own. It should have a light, like a rice oil or something like that, which does not have a very strong flavor. Now in this oil, once it's hot, I'm going to crackle around a teaspoon of mustard seeds. So now once that starts crackling, I'm going to let it crackle really well, and then I've switched it off, added around 1/4 teaspoon of hing, and I'm also going to add around half a tablespoon of salt, rock salt. I don't want to make this very salty because I've already added salt into the lime peels. Now this needs to be added to this mixture of yours in the bowl. Make sure that the bowl that you're using is of a strong quality, or it might crack because you're going to be adding really hot oil into this. I'm also adding around 2 tablespoons of jaggery to this. If you don't have jaggery, go ahead and use sugar. So this is going to turn out to be a nice khatta meeta tikha lime pickle. Now to this I'm adding the softened lime peels. You can see it's already looking and smelling so yummy, my mouth is watering. Something about the limes, and it makes your mouth water when you smell them, along with that sweet and spicy flavors. Now I'm going to let this sit, cool a little bit, and then since it's not going to have a lot of sour content because we've already squeezed all the lime juice, we need to add a little bit more of lime juice into this. So around 2 tablespoons of our already squeezed lime, I'm going to add lime juice into this. So I'm going to wait for it to cool. Okay, so now the pickle is cooled and I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of lime juice into it. Just stir it up, and when it's nice and cool, transfer it to a glass bottle, and it's ready to eat in a couple of days, depending on how soft your limes are. I would say around a week would be really nice.